Hope you're doing well today. I hope you have nothing but good health, prosperity, a strong mindset, and a healthy vision for the future. Do you feel like everyone in this world has a purpose? Or do you feel like people in general, they just kind of make it up, you wing it? Like what is a purpose? A purpose is like a main objective kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like main mission achieved. Bro, there's so many potholes. Hold on. Yeah, just because you feel like you have some kind of direction in your life doesn't mean that it's going to be applicable to what you should be doing. You know what I mean? Like you can control the way you view things, the way you go about your life, but the outcomes that come from that are usually very just out of your control. And when it comes down to it, it's like, well, if finding a purpose in life is somewhat out of your control, then how do you have more control over your life? And I don't have the answer, obviously, but I do think there are certain things that you can do to kind of help you be more aware of what you want in your life, you know? And I think that comes from experiences. I think the more things you experience in life, the more likely you are to figure out what it is that you actually want to achieve and what you don't. How much money you have is a representation of how much value you have given to society or to whatever, right? So if money is in value, then how do you become more valuable? And you become more valuable by finding something that aligns with your skill set. And I think that is what purpose is. I think when you find work that is in line with what you want to achieve and the kind of person you want to be, then you found your purpose because now you're more likely to increase your value in that thing. But when it comes down to it, it's hard to achieve because there's so many things that you can do, right? You can find value in different things. And I think it's interesting because I feel like people who've really kind of cracked the code, they're the ones that are making like real big money. You know what I mean? The people who make like yearly incomes in a month, the 30Ks, the 40Ks, the 60Ks, the 70K months. I feel like back in the day, there was a lot more incentive for you to stay where you are for the sake of security. Now it feels like society has shifted in a way where having broad experiences gives you more security than having a singular skill set. But we're in an information age, bro. Everyone has access to the same information you have. So what is going to distinguish you from someone who is a quote unquote jack of all trades? You know what I mean? If you can fix a tire and you're really fast, right? I'll come to you to fix my tire and you'll fix it very quickly. And that's great. Congratulations, you fix tires fast. But if you know how to repair a whole car, right? The tire, fill the oils or be able to do oil changes and fix a tire and, repaint and, do all kinds of body work on the car and interior and exterior. Yeah, you're both in the same field, right? One guy could fix a tire, but one guy could fix the whole car and the tire. So now the guy who's just really fast at fixing tires is almost obsolete because now I can find someone else who has more skill sets, Like I don't need my dentist to be able to do like physio. Like I don't need it. If he can, then, that's a benefit. But I do think when it comes down to like services that are a lot more generalized, you should be able to kind of, you should be able to kind of take on the full spectrum of that industry because now you become someone who's rare. So you're either rare through specificity or rare through generalization. Bruce Lee said, "Do not fear the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks once, but fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times." And I somewhat disagree with that statement. I feel like the man who's generalized has a lot of power in terms of his flexibility. Because if you only can do one kick, but that kick gets blocked, well, then you're out of options. You know what I mean? So there's a lot more room for generalization in today's age. Invest in yourself, learn as much as you can, have new experiences, and do your best. So watch this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week. No, wait, let me do the outro one more time. I hit a bump and it kind of threw off my flow, bro. That looked weird because I was like, next week, like all shaky. Hold on. Watch this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week.